All right, we're back, guys. Sorry about the little break right there. Uh,
We
man,
want to get
guys,
we want to get a personal feed here with Corina.
yeah, we
Go
want to.
ahead, Tom.
Since we have two guests today, we want to give each of these awesome women their own show. You know what I mean? Since we split the show up, we've been doing that a lot lately, getting two guests on the show. I love it. I love this the virtual podcast we've been doing, Archie.
Yeah,
Cool,
heck yeah.
man. Super, super cool. This is still, we're going to consider it still. This is episode 98, guys. Virtual podcast 29. Our guest today, we got Corina Herrera. Did I say your last name right?
Yes.
I got to
Hello.
make sure because I'll jack a last name up, man. I'm known for it. And then we have the significant other, one of my old training partners, actually a cool dude right here, Mark Felix. Thank you, both of you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hey, like I said before we start, I like the cheetah pillows
Oh, I
in
love
the
Cheetah.
background.
Everything.
Beast in the cage, beast out.
Oh, really? Hey,
There you
I
go.
had I had a stepmom when she was alive, man. She was all about the leopard interior
I love
in the car, dude. The purse, the wallet, you
You have
name
a
it, man.
connection, huh,
Be a
Tom?
brawl with leopard interior. She had it. Anyhow, how you guys been, man?
Good. Good. Yeah.
How's the training coming along? You guys training?
Much as we can.
We actually
Right?
train other. Like we have a bunch of equipment that we invested in, just hand pad, park in the front yard, running, just keeping in shape and still trying to get better. You know, everybody's resting, so we're still trying to advance.
So, are you guys living right here in town in Visalia, or where are you guys at?
Lindsay.
Oh, you're in Lindsay?
Place. Yeah.
Up in Lindsay. Now,
Yeah.
Mark,
Downtown all day. Yeah.
all day. How's Lindsay with the coronavirus?
Honestly, dude, it's pretty. You can't even
Chill?
tell what's happening just besides the masks and there's like no gatherings or anything. It's pretty much the same. It's no much big of a difference. Our gyms opened up here for a little bit too before they all got closed down again. But we've been living fine. Just here training, and I feel like it's made training better for her. She's gotten better a lot, like so much more better. Just
Yeah.
because she's having fun. I always tell her that the off season is where you get better, not whenever you're preparing for a fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Right.
true, especially when you keep it up during the off season.
Individually on what we want to work on.
Yeah.
Like he likes doing a lot of kicks and stuff, and he's kind of like opening up my like kicks and boxing and putting it all together, but like slower. You know, at training you kind of like get rushed through everything,
Yeah.
but at home it's like we take as long as we want on getting things down.
That's what I was telling her. I compare that to like a test. I was telling her like an algebra test. You try to take a test. If you don't study for or actually know the math problems, and you all of a sudden, I have a test tomorrow. You're gonna cram all of it into it. You're not gonna get what you want. You know what I mean? Same thing with fighting. You have to on the off seasons. You have to freaking fill your mind up with all kinds of new stuff that you have to learn and get used to it. Till you're comfortable enough to use it in the cage. You can't just cram it. You know what I mean? Expect to be better from your last performance if you don't have an off season to get better off of. You know. And I think this is giving her a chance to do that. I've seen a lot of improvements. We actually went up to go sparring. She went to go sparring too, but one kick, she did really good.
Nice. With one kicks?
Yeah.
When was that? On Thursday? Last Thursday?
Yeah. She did good. I didn't.
Who's running that crew?
Yeah.
Farron?
He still has one kicks classes going on.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome right there. I love that guy. He trained at my gym for a while. Crew
Yeah.
did.
Angel,
Now,
there's going on the gi stuff and the Muay Thai.
good. I've always had people hitting me up almost every day like, hey, is there any garage training going or this and that? Right now I need to get some training in. The bottom line, guys out there, the training is going on out there. You just have to
You just have
get
to
off
make
get off the phone texting and asking people. Just go and show up at a gym. People are training. It's just kind of low key right now. Here pretty quick, it's going to be back on the open. Now, what's cool about you two, what's interesting to me, and I'm glad both of you came on, is relationships already are tough, man. Relationships for anybody out there knows a relationship is not the easiest thing. Especially now, I've seen it happen with not just guys that are like totally wrapped or women that are totally wrapped up in jiu-jitsu, or if you're an MMA fighter and your significant other doesn't do it, like they could only know like to a certain extent, and it can be tough. because you are spending. If you're wrapped up into it and addicted to training, hey man, you're putting a lot of time, right? You're putting a lot of time into the training. Your other may not understand. You know what I mean? What's it like? I mean, what I don't know too many couples that both have fought in the cage. What's it like? Do you guys train with each other a lot? Do you spar with each other ever? I mean, how does it work?
Other we hold
Good
pads
question.
for him, and he holds pads for me. He's pretty strong too. It's cool because like if we're eating dinner and we're sitting down, we'll throw on the fights and we'll watch them and we'll just dissect them. And it's fun to have somebody who really likes what you like to do, you know, because I'm passionate about it, he's passionate about it. And
It's rare. It's rare. That's a rare thing right there.
exactly.
So when you're watching fights and stuff, do you have a lot of the same takes on it? Like, or
Yeah.
do you guys like Mark? I remember I only got to train with you a few times at Team KO, but I remember it was kind of in the beginning of your career. But
Yeah.
Mark, I remember you being well-rounded in both grappling and striking. Seemed like you like to mix it up pretty well. Has that changed any? Are you
Honestly,
still the kind of
yeah.
what are you more into now? What are you more into, bud?
I go for a kill. I like knocking people out, but I always thought like it wasn't good enough. Like I never thought it was good. And she's always telling me it's good, you're good, you're good, you're good. But I think it's just I didn't have confidence in myself for grappling, for wrestling, and all that stuff. But I think if I put my mind to it, I could be really good at it. Now I'm more of a striker, and I like to set stuff up more with my hands, my kicks, and stuff. And I'm ambidextrous, so I switch left and right. Like my last fight, I ended it in southpaw. I switched stances. Oh no, that was my last fight, but previously fight, I've won by switching stances. So I've been trying to get her to learn how to use both too, because she's deadly. She's just deadly, and she's learning both. So whenever she gets that other
Missing
weapon,
pieces.
the other weapon added into her inventory, she's gonna be a killer. But she's getting better at switching stances, opening other angles, doing all kind of stuff. And that's what I'm telling you. I think this has been a blessing in disguise, us being able to train and just enjoy it and not have any pressure of cutting weight or having to get ready for a fight. She's gotten better, and I feel I've gotten better. So I can't wait till everything goes back to normal so we can get back in there and show what we learn.
Oh man, it's coming soon. Steve Barola, Diane Castillo asked a question. What belt are you, Corina? What belt are you in your martial? Do you train straight Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah, with a trifecta, Mo has belted me to a blue belt. So right now I'm a blue belt. Oh shoot, I haven't been back at the gym since like the virus and stuff. We've been staying home. We have been staying like just like us two. We haven't been going out too much, going to too many gyms. So I haven't been there in a while. But as soon as everything kind of calms down and gets back to normal, I'm gonna be going continuously.
Now you just mentioned Marion Reneau, Momo.
Yeah.
A lot of us know her from Trifecta. She's one of our locals. She's a guest of ours. She's a friend of the show, and one of our locals that made it to the UFC. Like I said, the Central Valley, we got a lot of people going into the UFC.
Very inspiring.
Yeah, heck yeah. She is an inspiring person, man. She's awesome to train under, and not just her, but there's a whole group of guys in there that are real good people to train with in there. What's it like training right there with a UFC fighter?
You know, she works really hard, and when she does go to training, she shows up every single time, and that's just really inspiring. Just training next to her just pushes you, motivates you. If you have any questions, you know, for what the higher division feels like, she's always there, and she's always
she's dedicated.
She's so motivational. She has a lot of motivation.
Hey, Corina, I got a question for you. You know, we've been, as MMA Fight Pass, as fans and just trainers and in the inside the MMA scene, you know, as far as your fighting style, you have good stand-up, and not to mention when you've also won fights on the ground. You've, you know, submitted people. But it seems like if, you know, you enjoy the stand-up game. What was your first, when you started MMA, what did you learn first, stand-up or the ground? Or because, man, when you get out there, you swing.
Right? But I've had 10 fights and I have no knockouts. So I feel like the more fights I have, the more eager I am to knock somebody out. And I think that kind of like, it's kind of like a disadvantage more than an advantage. Because I love the stand-up game. I love boxing. When you think of a fight, you think of fighting right off the bat, like standing up. The ground's just kind of like, that's where I'm going to hold you. I'm really going to hurt you. But the top is like, it's the fun part. So when I first started, I started with Mark Lawley. He's actually a referee now, and we were like stand up, and you have the guys put like the whole face mask on, and he's like, okay, Corina, just go, give it 100. And that's where like I just like my passion just grew right there, and I loved it from that minute on.
Mark, hey, Mark is old school. Mark was Mark started out, he was the head coach for Team Rampage. Remember that, Archie?
I started at Rampage.
That's old school right there. Hey, back in those fights up there in Porterville at the Gladiator Challenge, there wasn't many Gladiator Challenge fights where Mark wasn't right there in the mix of those.
My first fights, they were done like right off the bat. My first fights, I was wild. I went in there and I would just punch, try to just knock your head off. It was crazy. But now I think the more I train, the more technical I get, the more I'm like trying to stop and think of actually setups and things like that. And then him being like a freaking KO artist, I'm always picking his brain. Like, what do you think? How do you think? Like, what setups do you do? This and that. What are your favorite things to do? And just holding pads for him makes me more aware of like the direction punches are coming and things like that. It's fun. I love the stand-up part of it.
Well, one thing, Mark, that you said that I really love is, and I tell a lot of my fighters and students that I've had, being able to strike on both sides from on top is man. Not too many people will dedicate the time into doing it, but being able to stand conventional and southpaw, and not just being able to stand in each stance, but being able to throw the different same combinations from both stances, it can completely throw a dude off. When you're fighting, like it can be too much for an opponent.
Yeah, and I feel whenever you can do that, it opens this door to a bunch of other stuff that you didn't even know were there. You know, different angles. Corina, by switching stances, like the different angles and stuff that are open, the different strikes that are open, and it's helped her a lot. And she uses some of the tricks on me that I show her.
I do. It's fun.
All right, like it's good though. But you're right. I always think that you need everything. You know, like, you can never learn too much, or you never know everything. You know what I mean? I think whenever you open up that door to using your left hand, guess what? If you break your right hand, guess what you got? You got your right hand, your left hand to back it up. You know what I mean? So it's good to have both those in your pocket. Why would you just want to be able to use your right hand? You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's good.
Hey, Corina, you've had a lot of high profile fights, Corina, with Combate Americas, and they put you up against some. I mean, I say they put you up against some, right? and you know, and some tough ass people, but you go in there and you get some upsets and you win. And like I said, you really brawl pretty hard. I mean, what's your mindset going into these fights that Combate puts you up against? You know,
it's probably not good to say, but I think a lot of the doubt fuels my fire more than anything. Like throughout my career, like somebody being, you know, so superior and you're not supposed to touch them and they're high level. It makes me want to try harder, and just, you know, that's when my heart comes in and I'm just like, I'm going to go. Like, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, I got to see several of your Combate America fights. I think one of the first ones that I saw was in Los Angeles, in Ventura County, and you won by submission against, again, another, you know, somebody from, I don't know, Peru or somewhere. But damn, you know, you do real well out there under the pressure. You know, congratulations for all that.
10 fights now. I'm feeling pretty comfortable in there.
Right.
10 fights. It's a lot of experience inside the ring. When you were younger, what kind of sports did you compete? Like in softball or anything like that, or basketball or anything?
Ever since I was like 7, 8 years old, I've been like a softball star. You know, I've been playing summer. My dad had me in softball all my life, and I loved it. I loved the competition, and I loved just trying to make myself better. I was always trying to be the best. I played center field. I played. I could play any position in the infield. I learned pitcher, and I was actually like one of those girls that would hit over the fence. I was one of those little power hitters, but I was small. So I've grown up with that mentality of you work hard and you can, you know, succeed. You know.
But you know, hitting a ball or you know, playing other sports is so much different than getting hit in the face. How the heck did you want to get hit in the face after hitting the ball?
Rugged softball player too, though. You don't even know sliding dive.
Softball's a tough sport, tougher than most people think.
Yeah.
And what did your family, like, and parents and stuff, think about you deciding to fight in the cage?
Of course, your mom, you know, mother, she's not going to like it at all. She tried to stop me, like, right from the beginning when I was 18 years old. She's like, you're not going to do that. I'm like, well, I mean, you don't have any say, so I'm 18 years old already. I'm going to do what I want to do. But it was just something challenging, and it's definitely a big adrenaline rush. And you know, it's emotionally, mentally, physically challenging, and just putting all that together and just trying to overcome that all, you just feel like so successful. You feel just, you get like, you feel good. Like you make yourself feel good, you know?
And Mark, are you thinking about fighting again, Mark?
We grew up, my dad watched boxing all the time. And even with softball, he would always like coach me through softball. And when we were home after the games, like, Dad, what do you think I could have done better? Oh, did you see this hit? Did you see that hit? So now with fighting, he takes me to my fighting events. He loves it. He posts like all over his Facebook, his Instagram. Like he loves that I fight. And right when I told him I was going to, he was all for it. He just couldn't wait. Excited. He just loves it.
That's crazy.
Great support from your dad.
He knows he raised a tough girl, so he doesn't get scared. My mom, she does every time, but now after my 10th fight, she's more calm and collected. She's like, I know you know what you're doing out there, Corina, now. And my dad's like, what are you scared for? You weren't even hitting her. And like he's more like pushing me to do it. And my mom's like, oh, you didn't get hurt. My dad, he's a hard one to he has those high standards. He always knows that I can do better, and you know, I love him for that, but he loves that I do this. My kids, they love it too. They're little critics. They watch the sport. They watch UFC. They actually give me like feedback too, and it's hilarious. And they go to all my fights, and they love it. The first ones were scary, but now they're like, they wouldn't miss it for anything. They love it too.
How old are your children?
11 and 7.
All right. Do they train as well?
No. My daughter does softball. My son does tackle football. He does baseball. They're into sports, but not so much as like the physical and like fighting and stuff like that. Not right now. I don't think they really need it, you know.
And it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing not to force them.
Skateboarding right now. I feel like them being athletes, growing them up as athletes, and if they want to choose to fight, then they could choose to fight. But as long as they get kind of like the athlete mindset installed in them at a young age, if they want to pursue fighting, that's something you need to actually want to do and enjoy. And you know, if they want to go that way, they will. But at home, my daughter's like, let's wrestle, Mom, let's do this, let's do that. Like that too with me.
She does do that. She'll hit you up to do a little wrestling.
Yeah, I have clips that I record us. She's like, come on, let's fight. And like she like does her little Muay Thai, and I try to show her chokes and submissions. Like both of them, I try to teach them submissions so they can legit choke somebody out. Both of them. They know how to do rear naked chokes like nothing. So I mean, they do know, but I don't have them in class or anything like that because life's busy as it is. And right now I'm really do this. So they do sports, but they don't do like the combat sports yet.
Hey, Corina, if you were to be called by, you know, Combate, LFA, or Bellator, you know, today, how long before you say you'd be ready for a fight?
For a fight, I mean, I am 130 right now. It doesn't take me that much to cut weight. We've been training a lot. I'm running. We haven't been like totally on diets, but keeping like a little bit cleaner eating than the normal COVID person doing. So, I mean, give me, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks. I'd say like a 3-week camp.
Now, do you guys do a lot of your own cooking at home, Mark?
I cook all the time.
Nice. Yeah, look at you. Look at Corina.
There you go. Are you joking around or you really do?
I am.
Do you guys cook a lot?
Well, she does. I'm the one. I'd rather go buy something, but she's the cooker. Yeah.
Oh man, I love the kitchen, man. I love cooking at home.
I get you
cleaning it up.
It's easier to keep a clean diet if you're getting ready for something. It's almost if you're doing it at home.
Right.
How do you guys eat? Meat and vegetables?
Usually chicken, vegetables. Whenever she's on diet, usually chicken and vegetables.
Like last night, what do we have last night?
Yeah, we had chicken, fish, some
brown rice,
and vegetables. Brussels sprouts. So we had a little bit of orange chicken, but it's because we don't right now. I think like we have like a split of like 70%, 60% clean, and the rest is whatever, you know. Because
it's all right. Little orange chicken never hurt anyone.
No, shoot, I'm happy.
Little MSG's all good, man.
Hey, Corina, are you under contract with anybody like Combates or anybody? I mean, are you like a free agent, so to speak, or what's going on there? And how are you getting your name out there to try to get a fight?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that because right now I was signed with Combates and I had 2 fights with them signed. I did 3 with them. So I was just waiting on them all the time and I was comfortable just sitting around waiting for them to offer me fights. Now I'm a free agent. Now, Bellator, Invicta, the smaller shows, I'm willing to get on any of those. Combat America did text me maybe like about 3-4 weeks ago about how they were gonna have shows, so I know I'm in their mind, and I know I fought a lot of their high competing athletes, so I know they're not gonna not call me. But if somebody else does, I'm up for any offer. Like right now, I don't have a manager either, so it's like direct. I have 10 fights, and you directly have to talk to me about setting me up with a fight.
Wow,
And
there you go.
some of these fights, they're a little bit challenging, but I mean, if you pay me what it's worth, I'll do it, So I have promoters that hit me up just personally to ask me to do some fights. So, I mean, I'm like, I want to get back in there. I'm excited. We've been training and I've been learning a lot of stuff. We actually have a bunch of code names for our combos, which are so exciting. Just at sparring, we went and I told Mark, like, you have to go with me so you can corner me. So at sparring, he was like shouting out some of the things that we practice at home, just like our little slips, our dips, our combos, our counters and stuff like that. And it helped me and I felt good. And I just can't wait to like really use it on somebody because I already have power. I already have speed. I already have heart. I already have all this. All I need is
oh yeah,
in my corner, just telling me, Corina, do this, reminding me, even on my kicks and stuff like that, he's been helping me out a lot. So I'm pretty excited to go out there and just like show it off.
Yeah. Hey, Corina, tell us a little bit, if you can, about Combate, that text. You said 3 weeks ago they were looking, or they reached out to you. Give us some insight. What are they trying to do here, Combate? Are they coming to California? Where are they going?
Yeah, I think they had a show coming up like Miami or something like that. They're trying to fill their card. I think I missed my opportunity. I think they filled it up really fast, but they were like, hey, Corina, let's have a chat. Let's talk about what we're trying to do, what's going on. And it kind of just, it was just kind of like talk here and there. And it really lit the fire under my butt when they called me. And I was like, oh my God, like this might happen again, I got excited, but nothing really fell through. They have shows all the time. So I know they'll be calling me again. So they just kind of were checking up on me. They're like, have you been training through COVID, this and that, trying to see where I'm at to see if I'll fit in whatever they have going on. But right now, nothing really like set in stone. I have some other offers too. My boxing coach, Eloy, he's been talking to me about a few things too. You never know. I might just want to, go to the other martial arts and just pick one by one out. Cause I love standing up. So, that might be too, just trying just a specific sport like boxing or, I already did the jiu-jitsu tournament, one of them, and I got a 2nd place medal. It was down in LA, an all girls tournament. So that was pretty fun. I want to do a little bit more things like that too, but definitely MMA is where my heart's at. Like I love just MMA. So
well, that's exciting to hear. Thanks for letting us know that Combate is reaching out to fighters, reached out to you. So, just like all the other organizations, LFA, Bellator, especially UFC, they're all trying to make it happen and give the fighters that are out there training a chance to perform.
Yeah. Just seeing these other girls, I have these offers to fight this girl and that girl and this girl short notice. And then watching them as their career progress and seeing them like at the top now, I'm like, oh, I got offered that girl. Look, she's good. She's high level. All I got to do is take these opportunities. So, once these opportunities present themselves, I got to be willing to jump on them. And that's where I feel like where I'm at right now in my career is opportunities are going to start coming out as soon as this COVID stuff starts like slowing down and they have it more safe for us to train. And like safety is a big thing.
Right. Tom, what do you think, man? Corina needs to get back in that ring and beat some people up.
I know. It's just good to see that you're still in training. You know what I mean? I can't wait for the COVID to be over and for the fights and everything. Seems like MMA, the sport of MMA, especially UFC, they've kept it going. UFC and Bellator.
We're like, out of all the sports, the only one that has survived was MMA, the UFC. It's the only one that's giving us like entertainment.
They're giving us the entertainment, and even without the crowd.
So we can't be sitting down looking pretty. We got to be training too, you know. That just shows fighters, like, people are out there training. There's fights still going on. Like, people are growing. Are you going to stay still, or are you going to grow too?
And I got a feeling like all of a sudden there's going to be a whole bunch of phone calls that are going to go out for people to get fights, and it's going to be the ones. There'll be a lot of people saying yes, but only a small percentage of that handful will have been trained this whole time. Exactly. You know what I mean? They're going to be ready for the whole thing. Mark, are you going to fight again, big dog?
I'm ready for anything, anytime. Right now, I hurt my hand. I dropped the motor on my hand. I was dropping a motor into my car, and I dropped it. But I'm ready for anything. My last fight lasted 45 seconds, so I'm ready for anything, anyone. They had me scheduled like 3 times to fight a guy. Well, I had this guy named Julius Wright, got hurt week of, pulled out. Then they gave me another dude. Then COVID happened. You know, he was ranked 8. It was state ranked 8. I was ready to take him out. I knew I was gonna dust the next guy they gave me. I was ready for it. I've been ready for this competition. They gave me this other guy, Trey Alvarado. He's 9-0, and when I seen that, I was like, perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I need before I go pro. You know what I mean? Someone like this that proves that I'm ready to go pro. Spark this dude 1 round, get out, take my belt. That's it. But all this stuff happened, and I feel better now. I feel like I have more power. I'm faster. I'm just better, and I cannot.
Ooh, he's gonna be scary. He already is
wait
scary.
To get back in there at all. I cannot wait.
I'm always telling him he's pro level, but he still wants to be amateur. Wants to get a belt. He got some goals he wants to crush before he.
How many fights are you at now, Mark?
Right now I'm 5-3. 5-3, yeah. But all my wins are finished. First round finishes, all knockouts.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, you're ready to hop in that professional ring, big dog.
Yeah, I've been ready, man. I'm happy though. I'm happy that I took my time though, because a lot of people they just want to hop in and they're not ready to go. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? I know people are gonna be in there just like me that were amateurs and seasoned. I don't want to be a premature like pro fighter. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be ready to go back in there for sure.
Plus the small paycheck in the beginning of the pro fighting isn't really, if you're, you know what I mean, if you got goals, you know what I mean, the small check that you're going to get in the first pro fight isn't that big of a deal anyways. Especially if you have goals of getting like an amateur belt or something.
I've seen some pro fighters that I even want to fight that I think would be really good to fight. That would be good fights for me. And they're tough fights, but I think they would be really good fights because I see myself. I see that the people that I want to fight, I see them like me. They both want to knock people out. I'm not interested in the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything against jiu-jitsu, but I'm very much more comfortable putting someone out because that's just what I do.
That's what you prefer?
That's what I do. That's just what I do.
He chooses stand up before ground.
Always.
Even when we go train, I'm like, let's go. He's like, you could go. I'm going to stay. I'm like, no, let's go work on the ground too. He loves boxing.
She drags me. She makes me.
I do. I got it. I'm like,
you got to keep going, Mark. Get that ground game going still, man.
Still got to have the ground game. That's the fact. Although we love the striking. Believe me, man, I love watching a stand-up fight, dude. Yeah. I love watching when you're on your feet doing your thing with the kickboxing.
But I got some stuff in my back pocket. Everybody wants to take it to the ground. I got some stuff to pull out my back pocket for them. I ain't too about getting took to the ground, to be honest. It's pretty hard to get me to the ground, first of all, now.
One thing, I know you probably don't train there too often, or even maybe not even anymore at all. But the time that we were training at Team KO, a lot of people don't think about Team KO too much, but man, there was a strong handful of grapplers in there and some tough individuals, man. They're not the biggest name on the map of training schools, but I don't know. I've had some of the toughest training inside that room right there.
Yeah, that's the only place I've ever been like stunned or like where I've seen white from getting hit. That's the only place I've ever seen that at. I've never got like that. There's no filter when it comes to freaking.
Yeah. Oh, we got a cat.
Tom, the cat.
I got like 10 cats at this house right here. How many animals you guys got?
He's watching us. That's why I had to pick him up.
His name's Psycho. Freaking, we have how many cats? We have like 6 cats.
How many?
6 cats.
Oh, hey, you're right behind my mom. She's got 10.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, man. There's fucking 10 cats here.
We have like 2 cats, but one had kittens. I guess got pregnant from one of the cats outside.
There you go.
5 more cats
Hey,
to eat. Find home.
I love animals, dude. Animals are a trip, man.
And so how often do you guys keep training nowadays, Corina and Mark? I mean, right now, obviously because you guys are the dedicated ones and the people that come on the show are the ones that are still hustling and bustling out there with their training. What's your schedule look like nowadays? I mean, do you guys travel or is it, where do you guys train? I mean, if you can say.
Honestly, for me, I train like maybe 2-3 times a week, but they're hard sessions. She always wants to train. She's like, oh, let's do this.
Nice.
Do that. I'm not so much in the mood to train. She's like a little.
If I'm bored, he's like, "You want to hit pads?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's hit pads." Like,
Yeah,
I go
she's free. She's always down to train. She always wants to work. She's always training. If I don't work out there, she's like, oh, okay, I'll go for a run. She goes on a run thinking she's gonna go like maybe like 2-3 mile run. Heck no, she busts out like 5-6 mile runs under like 9 minutes. I'm like, what the? I don't want to. But she's always,
man, I love running. That's another thing right there.
Heavy, like I can't. Like I'm like I don't get how you guys could run like that. I'm too heavy.
But you know what?
It's mental.
It is mental.
You running yourself and listening to your music and just thinking, and when you want to stop, that's when you're like, no, I'm not gonna stop. Let's go. It's challenging. It's fun.
Yeah.
And I think like Corina, you were saying, after this phone call you got from Combate, that kind of lit up the fire again, right? So therefore, I know a few people have been getting calls like this from Bellator also, and it's amazing what that does to the individual to want to, you're like, oh shit, I better keep working. Hey Mark, so fair warning, man, she's gonna want to work out like more now.
Yeah, wasn't I like when I got the text, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
like I get excited.
Prayers were answered.
And then I wanted to like work out and train more and then eat cleaner. And the thing about me is I always try to keep my water intake up there. Like even when I'm not training, I'm like, here's a gallon, I'll bring gallons home. You drink your gallon, I'll drink mine. And that's what we try to do, just keep your body hydrated. So if you do want to train, you're hydrated and it's easier. So I was pretty excited.
That's been a goal of mine lately, man. I'm so bad about it. What about you, Archie, with the water intake each day?
Oh man, no, I usually drink 4 or 5 bottled waters every day. I mean, you have to. That water is so important. I mean, nowadays with the COVID and just trying to eat healthy. I mean, and just like all of us on the screen here, well, I'm sure we watch what we eat, and where our intake of water is so important. I mean, I was never really a soda drinker. Well, maybe like when I was in high school, but I'm sure none of us here on the screen drink that much sugar or soda. And that calorie intake, especially, right?
Gatorade.
Gatorade Zero, that's where it's at. I drink those like crazy.
Yeah, I know, because a fucking regular Gatorade has probably just as much sugar as a soda.
Carbs, it's ridiculous.
All right, I'll be the one to come out. She gives me crap for getting diet soda.
There you go.
Hey, I'll be the one to come out. Hey, I'm horrible about drinking sodas and stuff like that, man.
But
every once in a while, I'm bad about it.
She made a YouTube channel, a cooking channel, right? And my brother and my sister are very healthy people. And I gave her one of my recipes, which was stuffed green bell peppers. So good.
Oh.
She has this Vibing with V YouTube channel, and there's a bunch of healthy, easy stuff to eat, like quick. Like you follow and just anything on there is so healthy for you to eat, and it's easy to make too.
Okay, here's a question about food. How about portions? When we go to restaurants, they give you these huge portions, and I used to eat these big portions a long time ago. But even now, when you go to a restaurant, do you find yourself eating that whole portion, or even at home, do you find yourself eating and making smaller portions?
Yeah. Like right now, since I'm trying to keep my weight down, I'm doing smaller portions, and you can tell drastically from what I used to make till now. And then him too, like I try to serve him more than what I eat. And recently he's been wanting to eat only smaller portions as well to like make his weight go down a little bit, but we still eat the same stuff, not too bad though. But yeah, portion size, definitely, like we're trying to be very conscious about our portion sizes right now.
And you know what's going on with this health? I mean, with this eating habits, people out there, and the reason I like to talk about this is because we can survive and become a strong ass, badass athlete with smaller portions. We don't need those big portions that they give out at restaurants to be healthy or be strong. There's a misconception as far as, how much food you have to eat in your plate in order to be strong and healthy. there's a difference with eating healthy, smaller portions and eating big and a lot of fat in the food. And I mean, to each their own, but we like to just preach eating healthy and getting an exercise program here. And that's why, it's exciting to hear about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, because I always tell her, like, if you're going to eat a lot, I think that's more for, like, because I used to be like, on the powerlifting, like in high school. That's more of you want to get a high calorie intake if you want to put on size.
Right.
We're not like that. We're not where you just want to get big and then you go out there to fight. You know what I mean? We have to stay small. We have to stay athletic. We have to stay very. We have to have high agility. We can't be, you know what I mean, big old freaking bodybuilders like that. Even though we did get into lifting weights for a little while also, because I'm staying at 155 now. So we were lifting for a while, and we've gotten considerably bigger. I weigh 190 now, and I haven't weighed 190 ever.
What's your fighting weight?
155 now. I used to keep my weight like at 165, 170 because I started at 145. But I moved up to 155. I felt so healthy. I felt so everything. I've been killing myself for amateur fights since I even started cutting to 145. And I kept my weight at 165 and 170. I wouldn't let it go up. But now that I had a little bit more leeway, my weight went up and I feel healthy. I'm full. She tells me she likes how I look now. I don't have a little kid body because I was all skinny back then. Like, I'm full and I'm stronger and I hit harder. I'm happy. I'm happy at my weight, and I put on some more mass also. So I'm happy. I'm ready. I can't wait to get back in the show. What the 155-pound division is all about.
Damn. What do you think, Tom?
How many of your fights are at 155, Mark? Are most of them at 145 or what?
And three. I had three. My first one, but I lost. I was just it was nerves though. It had nothing to do with my skill. And then after that, I had two more, and both lightweight fights went first round TKO, fast, like under not even a minute, not even past a minute. Yeah, 155 isn't my home where I'm supposed to be at. I was always supposed to be at 155. Always.
Nice.
You can feel it, man. When you're at the right weight, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes down to how many pounds you got to drop too.
Like, why cut all that weight if you're just amateur paying you?
Yeah.
Amateurs, they freaking, it's hard for them to cut weight in the same day.
Yeah.
Like, I give them props. Like, cutting
Is
weight.
that what? Yeah. Talk about that. Is that
Pros.
the difference in amateur fighting? You weigh in the same day of the competition?
Yeah.
You fight same day.
You weigh in and fight the same day. Us, we get
Wow.
axe and
I like that.
Yeah.
That's why.
I remember even one time when I fought Bryce. It's funny because I fought against Crew, who was my coach now. I fought a guy named Bryce Gonzalez, and we went head on. But before I fought that guy, the week of, I was 20 pounds over. So it was a big cut for me. And I was dying, and I still had to fight that day. And to top it off, I was on antibiotics. So I fought that dude being that sick and being on antibiotics just because I had sponsors. But I got that weight down, and I didn't have a day to recover, and I fought. I gassed out within 1 minute of the fight.
And that's
yeah. That's natural, though. That's natural to happen right there.
I was like, this isn't supposed to be happening. I'm not supposed to be feeling like this. I don't get tired.
It's not meant to be. Our bodies aren't meant to do that. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean?
I always tell her.
And if you're going to make a big sacrifice, do it getting paid, being a pro, not amateur.
Exactly.
Amateur is where you yourself out, see what weight you want to be at. I went straight pro. Him being amateur, I tell him, take all your advantages as you can right now.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, talk about that. How the back of the days there was no amateurs.
Yeah, that's what I tell you.
There was no amateur, that's for sure. And the weigh-in was the night before, so you did have at least 24 hours.
Okay.
And for me, I've only ever had to cut like 5 pounds to fight back then. Maybe 10 pounds at the most. But I did. Yeah, I think 5 or 10 pounds water weight is at the most anybody should be messing around with. Because in 24 hours, you can, if you sip. If you know how to do it and not guzzle the water, just sip, you can and eat the right food. Like in that 24 hours, you can feel good. You know what I mean? You can feel good the next night of the fight. But the same day, that's nutty, dude.
Yeah.
If I was gonna do that, I would definitely be in a weight class where it was only a couple pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether
She helped me out a lot with that. Like a lot. She has a lot of little tricks and stuff like up her sleeve to keeping a diet on track. And I mean that I didn't used to do. My diet was so boring before, but she comes out with all kinds of crazy big old breakfasts in the morning. I feel healthy, I feel full, and I'm still losing weight. She just knows how to do it. You can tell she's been doing it for a long time and only for this sport. You know what I mean? So I know how to diet too, but my diets are really boring and they're made mainly for like lifting weights. Hers are different. So she's helped me.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to that. Hey, for fighting,
Corina.
it's a whole different deal.
We eat a lot of Chinese food, a lot of chicken, a lot of rice, a lot of fish, vegetables. We try to keep it not too boring.
Chinese food. We go to a Chinese buffet and it's an it's an all you can eat buffet, but we only pick out what's clean. Like they'll have like steamed fish or stuff like that. White rice. We pick out stuff like that.
And the sushi rolls.
Because she made it
You gotta
like
be careful. I love Chinese food, but you gotta be careful with it.
exactly. That's what I was about to say. Before in my head, I was like, if you're dieting, you can't go out and eat over here. You can't go out and eat McDonald's. You can't go out and eat. You can't eat that. You could eat wherever you want as long as you make the right choices in your diet. You can eat whatever you want. That's how it is. And I didn't used to.
And dude, you can eat whatever you want if you are training your butt off. That's what it comes. That comes down to that big time.
Go have cake and ice cream and stuff. It's we'll go somewhere. We'll go to Denny's and then we'll have only the egg whites.
Yeah,
we'll have the wheat pancakes. We'll have just the sugar-free this and that. That's what he's saying. Not go out and eat like pizza and this and that. We don't do that. If we eat pizza, it's gonna be Blaze pizza. It's gonna be on wheat and it's gonna be just vegetables. Like you could alter anywhere you go. You can to be a healthy lifestyle. Like you don't have to cut out your favorite place because everywhere will accommodate your healthy lifestyle eating if you take the time out to order it correctly or do you know what I mean? Yeah,
definitely.
Hey, Corina, have you?
I wish you could.
Things, sweet potato fries instead of regular fries. The Habit has a lot of good like salads and stuff like that. Kind of things like that to where you're not going crazy on your diet. If we're at home,
you said The Habit.
Today's boring food. We're just gonna have plain rice and chicken.
Habit's bomb.
Oh, dude, I love The Habit, bro.
Habit's
little char-boiled bacon cheeseburger.
I will get something lettuce wrapped. You don't have to yourself, and you can eat good places. Just I take forever when I order. My dad's like, Corina, or read the whole dang menu, but I'm like, okay, I need to substitute this, that. I'm that girl. And even like when we go places, I'm always taking forever to order, Trying to pick the healthy again.
So Corina, in your fights, do you cut to 125s? I mean, I know you fight at 125, but do you ever fight lighter than that?
Actually, my last 2 fights have been 115.
Holy moly!
Yeah. So, but you can physical physique at 125 and 115. You can tell. Like
that's quite a bit.
What? Like what the hell?
That's huge.
125 is easy for me to hit, and I've been doing 125s a lot. I feel like more people hit me up to fight at 125s, not 115.
Why do you think?
Dangerous.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, she loosened my tooth with a punch. I still can't eat with this tooth. Tell me 115 fighters be able to do that. Take that.
So my career, I haven't really I could have been guided and I could have had a manager and done it all the easy way and fought 115s my whole time, but I fluctuated. I actually fought one time at 135 just because they paid me enough and I wanted to do it. I was like, okay, whatever, let's do it. And I was 9 when I fought. That was when I fought Zoila Frosto. I got an orbital fracture off that. And I was nowhere near my weight class because I was so fresh to the sport. I didn't understand.
That was at 35?
I understand your height advantages. I understand all that. I didn't. So I did fight 135s before, and then I did 125s. 125s, the girls are always way taller than me, and they cut weight. And you can tell me, I don't have to cut weight for 125s. So the real test is 115s, eating rice, on diet. I'm super cut, super ripped, and I'm super strong. Like, I literally, watching my fights, pick this girl up all the way up to, where my head is. She's trying to armbar me and slammed her because I'm that powerful at 115. That's my spot. But I have done 125s and 135s. Combat America, when they first had me go on their show, they were like, do 125s for us. Because I seen that you did Bellator, you're not signed with them. I told them I didn't want to do 125s anymore. That's not my weight division. For my career, I was already at 8 fights. I didn't want to do 125s. 115s where it's at for me because I've done way too many fights already to be just taking these here and there fights at higher weight classes than what I belong in. I'm only 5'2". I'm small. The girls I fight are 5'6", and they're really tall at 125s. So they offered me 125. They said after that, we'll give you 115s and that's it, Corina. You're gonna be one of our stronger 115 girls. Okay, so I did the 125 fight. Guess that they're still offering me 125 fights. They're like, this girl, we know, but I told you 115s. So I don't know why, but I'm always stuck in between 115, 125s. 115's my weight class though, for sure. I feel the best at 115. I dominate girls at 115.
Nice.
Well, Jacob Jeff says he has a video of you and your sister with a mountain-sized plate at their buffet.
For sure.
You know Jacob Jeff?
Fight. I fought Sheila. And you should watch me in that fight. I'm freaking. She's piggybacking me the whole time. I'm standing up. I'm slamming her. I'm freaking acting like an animal. After that, I was starving. We did hit the buffet.
You're on
Hey,
video.
Jacob, how you doing, big dog?
What are you gonna do?
How's the buffet up there?
It's amazing. Oh my god.
Is it?
Thinking about it right now. I'm a buffet girl. I love buffets, especially.
Oh yeah, I'm down for a buffet.
When I fought Amanda Serrano in LA, I ate Golden Corral before I fought her.
Oh shit. Golden Corral.
It was like, we're in LA.
Man, I miss the days of. I wish they get those fights going up there where Jacob Jeff's at again, man, in Lemoore.
I know, Itachi.
I do too.
I miss those days.
Really good. I like Tachi. They're pretty exciting.
I know it's been a minute since I've been out to Tachi. What about you, Archie?
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I've been to the last 10, 15, whatever shows out there, man, from pro to AMI, and, you know, definitely missed, you know, and glad to see, though, that there, you know, there's a promotions coming up, and I'm just wondering, gosh, now that we talk about Tachi, Jacob Jeff, you need to invite LFA or somebody to go out there and do a show there, or their own Tachi Pass, you know, Tachi Pass fights, right?
That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see them get their own thing going again out there.
Yeah, the UFC, I guess.
We know you got money out there, freaking Jacob. Come on. Throw some fun entertainment, some real entertainment.
Right? Nah, they'll get it going. Hey, good thing is we got our 100th episode coming up here. This is episode 98, but on episode 100, we actually probably have Jacob Jeff is going to stop in for a few minutes and join us. We haven't had Jacob Jeff on the podcast yet, right, Archie?
Man, one thing about Jacob, he's a really inspiring person, giving person too.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, Tom, Jacob was on our show. He might have been on the first or second show, Tom.
And Jacob,
way back on the live shows.
Exactly.
He's pretty good on the mats too.
Yeah,
yeah,
Jacob
you know.
Jeff, I've rolled with him. He's ankle locked me before with the heel hook.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Last time I rolled with Jacob Jeff, he got me in a heel hook.
Yep, I got to roll out there with Mito and Jacob, and these guys have some good leg locks for sure.
Yeah, they got good leg lock games.
Pad sessions.
Right, nice.
Wow. Well, man, dude, all this that's going on with life right now, guys. Chris Ronquillo says Jacob Jeff has a girlfriend now. He's too busy. No, come on, man. Jacob Jeff's never too busy for us, dude.
Has a girlfriend.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly. Hey, there's all the excuses in the world, especially the days that we're living in nowadays. It's crazy times that I never thought I'd see. You know what I mean? But good thing is all of us we're getting through these times. I know this is going to be over soon, this whole pandemic and everything, and we're all going to be back to our normal thing.
Well, we hope. We hope. But
yeah, we will. I know it will. Just keep your head up. Keep training, guys. Both of you guys are young. I hope you guys keep training, and we'll get you in the studio. You know, hopefully next time on the next show, we have you guys face to face in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? This is a good backup, man. This virtual podcast. I mean, you know, truthfully, it'd be cool to say we're going to get back in the studio as a family and all of us together in a month or 2 months. Just no telling. But you know, we had to adjust so that we can keep going. And I really like this. This is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really see any of them, but Marcus told me about some of the ones you guys been doing. He's been watching them, and he said they're pretty cool. He likes them, so we were watching them. They're pretty cool. You could reach far, you know, miles and miles and miles. It's not just the valley, and that's pretty cool.
Oh man, it's been something else. We've had Gracie on here. We've had Kung Lee. We've had guys that we normally would be difficult to get into the studio. But man, with just a click of a few buttons, we get these guys on. Once they trust us, now that we've done quite a few shows, these more upper echelon of guys, they can look into us and they can see that we've had a few. You know, now we got another two high ranking guests today, yourself and Joy both. You know what I mean? I see both of you ladies, UFC, Bellator, whatever you want to do, just keep your training going. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it'll be
absolutely.
cool to look back later on down the road and hey, we remember that time, Archie, after we see Corina later on down the road in the UFC. Hey, remember we had her on the show?
You guys gonna have to do another podcast on me after that, huh?
Exactly. Don't forget about us once you make it big time.
I don't know about anybody.
With that leopard interior.
If I make it, everyone makes it, right?
That's right.
Exactly. Well, guys, Corina, I'm sure you're always down for more sponsors, right? You got any sponsors you want to thank right now, or how can somebody get in touch with you if they want to sponsor you?
I mean, through my Instagram and my Facebook, basically, but
_
Rena89, Corina Herrera. I don't have sponsors right now that I think of that are helping me through like the pandemic. Because me, I'm not really like a person that asks for anything. I'll try to get it myself. I'm a hustler. You know, cutting hair, being a barber, you gotta hustle. I don't really have anybody right now that's been sponsoring. Shut up right now.
Sponsors aren't the easiest thing right now.
No, they're not. Well, yeah. The thing is, sponsors. I feel we use sponsors when we need it to get ready for a fight.
Yeah.
Like we use
That's
sponsors.
good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, for some people, they have sponsors all year round. You know what I mean? They pay them for just training, but.
And I don't know how the other like fighters do it, how they get sponsors and stuff, but that's why I like the show, because something that I didn't know, their approach helps me out. I'm still trying to figure it out too, because I know people have sponsors out there that help them all year long and stuff like that, but I just haven't really got into it or really learned about it too much. But it's always interesting hearing other people's way they get through training and stuff like that.
And, you know, some of the ways that we've seen these guys, they just pretty much, you know, they go out and make that phone call, you know, just like you're saying, you're a business owner, Corina, you cut your, you know, your hair, and not too many people can say they're a business owner. And to become one, it takes that special person also, you know, to be that dedicated and consistent.
Mental thing for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so, you know, we've seen the guys that do get the sponsors are the ones, just like Tom was saying, you know, without this show, we can't reach out, you know, people from across the ocean, for example, but with a click of a button, we're able to send an email. We're able to, you know, that's what it takes. You know, it just, I know you guys, everybody's busy and everybody has their own lives, but, you know, that's what it takes. Just get out there and hit up some businesses that are doing well. But like Tom says, you know, it's trying times. But you know what? We just got to keep trying.
Yep. Everything will get better.
Heck yeah. Well, guys, another one down. Thank you guys for coming on to the show. Corina and Mark, both of you guys, wish you the best in life and everything you got going with your jobs, your training, and the future competitions. We'll be right there. Hopefully we'll be right there to get that interview after the fight too. Hopefully here locally too, man. Let's get it going, local promoters. Let's get it back going again. I know you guys are ready to go, ready to roll.
The fighters are ready.
You got anything else to say, my brother?
I'm just, you know, we've been noticing that the fighters are ready. The fighters are still training. I mean, you know, Corina and Mark are one of the better examples, you know. And, you know, Tom, you were talking about couples, Gilbert Melendez and his wife. They're both also fighters. They're part of Bellator UFC. But, you know, that's pretty cool to just say again, Mark.
Oh, no, she's asking who Gilbert was. Gilbert Melendez. Yeah, Gilbert Melendez. Legend.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So, you know, it's great and exciting to see, you know, you guys making that effort.
His wife a while back ago, and I told Isaac, you know, Isaac Reese, I'm like, put my name in there. Let's see what they say. But nothing ever happened.
Oh, to fight the Melendez lady, the gal? What's her first name?
His wife?
Isaac Reese.
Yes.
Yeah, he knows like people from Bellator, and they're always looking for people. They're looking for someone to fight her, but she ended up fighting somebody. But they're like, "Hey, Corina, would you like to do it? Are you interested out there?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure, do it. Let's see what happens."
Hey, Corina, just to let you know, I did put your name out there. We know this guy from Bellator. He's a promoter, JT Joe Tenedora, and. I don't know, about a month ago when I heard that they were going to come back, I shot him your information so, you know.
Thank you so much. Like,
yeah, and I said, hey.
It makes me so happy when people actually mention me, you know, I come to mind. even with my coach, my boxing coach, he's like, Corina, you came to my mind whenever we're talking about girl fights. I'm like, man, I'm doing something right, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, I'm gonna have to do a shout out or reach out to him again, because I mean, you know, we're in the industry, we talk to people, and but for damn sure, I just remember him saying that, hey, we're coming back, and I said, man, I said, look this girl up, Corina Herrera. She has a heart. She'll freaking box her heart out, and you know, people like you, I mean, and Mark, you know, that are good fighters. You know, you need that exposure, and hopefully, you know, you guys can get a fight soon, and we'll do our part.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes all it takes is just telling somebody a name.
Say again, Corina.
I got 10 fights and I've never been finished or submitted.
There you go, right there.
For a win or a draw.
And they're very exciting fights.
Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. Cool.
Look at that kid. The kitten wants in one more shot.
Oh yeah, look at
look at that. Perfect, dude. Well, guys, it was fun talking with you guys. Thanks for coming on the show. Everybody out there, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Hammer Fist podcast, the virtual podcast. These next two shows are going to be good. The 100th show, guys, we're going to have all kinds of action on the show. We're going to have a bunch of different people popping in. It's going to be something cool. We're going to be doing something a little bit different. So tune in for the next two shows, guys. And we're still learning how to do this. If you guys have any tips for me and Archie, I'm having like my younger nieces and nephews come up to me. They're more up to par with the technology.
Say again, Corina.
The youth knows technology. The youth,
yeah, they do.
That's where it's all at. They do.
Yep.
My daughter, she's 11.
They're giving me like info on how we can get the show to more eyes. And
I definitely take that and run with it. Ask her all the questions you can.
Yep, I do. I ask them all the questions I can, and man, I just go out for a little walk with the dog and my younger nephew, and he's telling me, like, hey, you guys need to put your podcast on this show, on this platform, and on this platform. I'm like, okay, like, what's that going to do? But they're right, though. You know what I mean? When I look at some of the bigger podcasts like Rogan's and Fighter and the Kid and just different MMA podcasts that have made it big, they're on all the platforms. You know what I mean? They're on all of them.
It's for the Valley.
Yeah.
You know, it's so cool. You actually give us credit for what we, you know, our hard work and stuff. And it's really cool seeing your guys' podcast growing from where it began to now. And see.
Yeah, I didn't know it would go this far.
It's really cool.
Yeah, no, thank you. And you know what, Corina, we're also, and Tom, we just announced a couple of days ago that we hooked up with a company in Fresno called CMAC.tv. And now our show is going to be produced or re-aired on like 4 cable channels. I mean, Roku. Say again?
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I'll make sure that we post this one up there.
Just like us, you know?
Yeah. And the thing is that a lot of the people watch our show later on. You know what I mean? They'll listen to it maybe while they're working out or while they're running or doing their thing. You know, few people watch it right now live, but we get most of our views after the show. You know what I mean? I listen to podcasts usually when I'm working out or doing my thing. I like to have them, but we want to help the Central Valley, man. We want to put the Central Valley jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, judo, anything that has to do with combat sports. And anybody that's doing like good stuff in life too, maybe, you know what I mean? If you're doing something good and positive and we think it helps somebody, we'll throw it out on the show. And if you guys want to reach out to us and come onto the show, maybe you got some fighters or you're an up and comer or you got an up and coming jiu-jitsu tournament or MMA show and you want to get on with me and Archie, we'll help promote you. Right, Arch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get in contact with me and Archie.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Well,
yes, sir.
We'll go ahead and sign off, Tom, and then, you know, after that, we'll give thanks to our sponsors. But guys, you know, appreciate your time, energy, and effort. Keep training, and we have you on our mind. You know, like you're saying, we have you guys close, and any opportunity out there, we'll throw your name out there. You know, because all the folks that come on our podcast are I keep saying, you know, are the most dedicated ones, and people need to learn from you guys. You know, your lifestyles, your eating habits, and what you're doing to stay ready.
We didn't get here overnight, you know. We took steps, and you know, just sharing that makes us feel better because we went through the hard times, and you know, make it a little bit easier to get to where you're going.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Awesome. Well, it's an honor knowing both you guys. It's an honor knowing you, Mark, and then Corina, getting to know you a little bit better. Thank you guys once again. We'll let you guys go ahead and sign out, and then stay tuned in, guys. For a moment, we're going to get some shout out to our sponsors.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Corina. You guys take care.
And letting us share.
Hell yeah. All
Awesome.
right. See
We'll
you
talk
guys.
to you guys soon.
Cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Very nice. Very nice.
Crazy. I can't even imagine. I've never been in a relationship since I've been doing jiu-jitsu or MMA in the last 20, close to 25 years. I've never had a relationship though with like my partner that was into it too.
Yeah.
You, Archie?
No, I haven't either. And and it just happened to be that way, right? I mean, you see, you don't see that too much out there. But there are a few.
I think it's the easiest thing.
No,
right?
Not the easiest thing. Yeah,
not the easiest thing for sure.
Yeah.
But anyhow, guys, man.
You see that scrolling bar down there?
Yep, we got the scrolling bar down there. And guys, before I give a shout out to our sponsors, because I'm super thankful for them. Hey man, with the things that have been going on in my life, this last 2 years has been crazy. Probably been one of the toughest 2 years of my life. And this podcast and Archie Tovar and Chris Ronquillo and everybody that tunes into the show and has supported our show, man, this podcast has been a blessing to my life. It's been like I compare this podcast to be like having a therapist. Like if you were to have to go to therapy and talk to a therapist, this podcast kind of does the same thing for me. You know what I mean? It's an outlet. I get to talk to all these positive people. We always got someone cool coming on. Yeah, it's been awesome, man. I love the podcast. So Archie, I want to just thank you again. Archie Tovar, you're constantly working. Archie is constantly putting in work on this podcast, not just a podcast, but all kinds of things relating to BJJ and MMA and other things in life. You're a busy guy, man. Good. It's a good thing for me to have a dude like you in my life.
Hey,
so
ditto that. A good thing for me to have someone like you in my life. Go ahead.
Hey, we help each other out, dude. We help each other out. Hey, man, and guys like John Carlton and Xavier Ortega and Chris Ronquillo. Hey, I saw Xavier just yesterday downtown. You know what I mean? I got to see homeboy. But all you guys, big positive thing in my life. But man, our sponsors, we got some awesome sponsors. Venom Drip Combat Sportswear, guys. Venom Drip. We talk about a lot of different companies. Venom Drip though, gis, rash guards, t-shirts, all kinds of different stuff. Man, they're in the mix. They got beanies, they got hats. They got tank tops, just all around awesome for MMA. They're sponsoring us right now. Thank you, Venom Drip, for helping us out, guys. Great prices. You want to get some cool stuff to wear? Check out their website. They got headwear, they got clothing, they got all kinds of stuff, man. Just all around cool people. They're supporting the sport, so we support them. And then CBD, man. I've been taking my CBD pretty much every day. I talk about it every show.
Let me talk a little bit about Venom Drip. Yeah. So Venom Drip. Yeah, no, definitely. Venom Drip. They're a local company, and like Tom was saying, they came on board because they're an MMA company, right? They want to support MMA, and we want to support them also in what they're doing. And then they're out there, getting some clothing, trying to sell some nice athletic sportswear, and go to their website. Right, their website is www.venomdrip.com. So you can purchase stuff on there, and then send them a message, venomdrip.com, and try to get yourself some combat sportswear. We got some locals. We got Ness right here, right in the middle.
Jiu-Jitsu.
That's it. And Ness is going to be, on our show next week. I'm sorry, tomorrow. And so these are some of the fighters that Venom Drip is sponsoring, local fighters, and give them a shout out, give them some support. And of course, as Tom was mentioning, we have, I'll let you go, Tom.
Yeah, Gentle Art CBD. I can't say enough about them. The CBD guys, they got tinctures, they got rubs, they got all kinds of different routes that you can take with the CBD. It's at a great price, a great product. and best of all, they support our sport. You know what I mean? There's a lot of CBDs out there, but not all of them are supporting Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. You know what I mean? You can find Gentle Art CBD through any of the social media platforms. Facebook's a good place to check them out. From Facebook, you can go to their website and you can check it out. But I use the drip, Archie. That's been my favorite way of taking CBD in. What about yourself?
Yeah, I use the cream, Tom. The cream, because of the joints. I have a sore elbow and a sore shoulder, but and that helps really, really, really well. This here video that we're showing, they have like a Christmas package, and that one was presented by these guys not too long ago. But anyhow, it's a great product, man. I'm just trying to get out of this screen. But anyhow, there you go. Gentle Art CBD, Tom.
Gentle Art CBD, guys. They're out there, easy to find. And then, guys, for your digital media needs, Glepler Digital Media. Archie, I'll let you talk about Glepler. They're all around badass when it comes to digital media. But, Archie, you know a lot more about that. Talk about Glepler a little bit and what Glepler's doing.
Yeah, so Glepler Digital Media, what they are is they're a company that are out there helping businesses and just about anybody, right, so that they can bring their technology out to the forefront, get the edge for your business, right, and be able to get more customers. So Glepler Digital Media has been around for, over 10 years, just helping businesses and do everything they can with technology.
Yep, and if you want a website, like, hey, I mean, anybody out there can build a website. There's so many platforms. Like any one of us can go right now onto the Google and build your own website. It's not going to be legit though. If you want a badass website with all the bells and whistles, because they're not all created equal, man. It is a good idea to go through somebody that knows what they're doing. And Glepler, they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. They can get your videos on there, your emails, whatever you're selling. You explain to them like what you got going on. They'll build you a sweet website. And you know what I mean? It's everything that you want. It's everything that you want in a website. And they're not all created equal. Put it that way. I could build a website today. Yeah, I've built websites before. You know what I mean? Like I've tried to build them, and there's so many free platforms to build a website. It's just not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
So I trust Glepler, and I'm super glad to be working for him now.
Yeah, no, heck yeah, definitely, Tom. And everyone else that has contributed to the MMA scene, that's contributed to MMA Fight Pass, Hammer Fist podcast, and we appreciate them. Our guests, again, Corina HERRERA today. Earlier we had Joanne Pindle, and tomorrow, tomorrow we're gonna have another female jiu-jitsu black belt practitioner, Zeal. So that'll be good.
Yeah, we're going to have one of the best female jiu-jitsu practitioners in the Valley coming on. And she's not just a practitioner, but she's an instructor. And she's a cool person. Zill, she's a unique individual, bottom line. It's going to be awesome having her on here tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be posting that. We'll be posting information on that after this show, so that we just didn't want to trample one show over the other, because every show deserves their 100% attention.
Yep, that's right. So, yeah, tomorrow we'll have another woman on the show. Awesome to change up the pace a little bit and get some women action, because the women are a big part of the MMA and jiu-jitsu, especially jiu-jitsu in the Valley. There's a ton of women out there that'll tap me out.
There's so many tough individuals, women, that, like you say, they can defend themselves. And that's what we need. We need more women in the sport, and not just MMA, any self-defense kind of sport, so that they can protect themselves. And not be afraid to walk, out there by themselves if they had to, so they can defend themselves.
Plus, we're living in a time. Hey, I don't like to talk about sad stuff, but dude, we are living in a time that's full of depression and anxiety and things like that, where not just women but men too are kind of down in a slump right now. You know what I mean? People are, I think, all the staying inside and sticking around home and not being able to go out and having to wear a mask and this and that. There's been a tremendous spike in suicides and in depression. I've listened to quite a few different podcasts, and people are always talking about it. So it's cool it's really cool getting the positive women on like we had today. And then tomorrow, you want to hear some real positivity. Ness is one of those type of people. You know what I mean? It's gonna be really cool having her on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Ness is an amazing person. You know, gosh, she's just so inspirational. Period. Another inspirational woman.
Yep.
It's inspirational. Period.
And we're living in a day and age where inspiration is a good thing. And man, if like I just said, hey, and I'm not somebody that's above any of it either. I've ever had bouts of depression and things like that too. I'll be honest about it. We're living in those times. Hey, getting out and training, man. Whether it's getting out and doing like we're talking about jiu-jitsu or MMA or kickboxing or boxing. Hey, even if it's not that, getting out and running and riding a bike, hitting the stairs, Archie, like we like to get out on the side and run and hit stairs and do things like that. Hey, how good is it for your mentality and your feeling?
You know what? I mean, earlier Corina was talking about the mental game, and just by getting out there, and you know, a lot of times we hear about, oh, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm watching TV, I can't get up. Well, guess what? A lot of times when you just get up and go for that workout, it's a hearsay, but it's so damn true that you feel good. So now when you get out there and you start running and you start exercising, your body does get sore, but that is such a beautiful thing.
Yep. Hey, dude, and sometimes, man, like you do not want to do it. Like you just said, like it can be difficult to get off the couch and get out there and do it. But once you force yourself to do it and you get about halfway into it, hey, all the levels of dopamine and everything in our body, they raise, the adrenaline comes up. You just start feeling better all in all.
Oh
There's not a workout that I come out of where I don't end up usually feeling better after it.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you, Tom.
So anyhow.
Never a workout like that. Hey, well, you know what? Let's just kind of close this up, Tom. And again, like Corina was saying, like we were saying, we are growing. We have the ability now, rather we connected with a company that is allowing us to be broadcasting in so many different channels. And that company is called CMAC. And here they are. And our first show that's going to be re-aired is going to be the Gracie show with Crossley Gracie and Brian Murphy. They will be broadcasted this Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And it'll be rebroadcasted on CMAX channels. It's just an amazing thing that we got going on, but we'll close on that one, Tom. Just wanted to remind people.
And that was one of we have a lot of cool shows that we've done on the podcast, but that's definitely one of my favorite ones because I'm really big time into the Gracie family. But the story that we got it from Ryan Murphy and from Crossley Gracie, tremendous stuff. So yeah, the cable TV thing is a blessing. And man, we thank everybody that's been tuning in. Guys, take a moment to like and share our shows. Anytime you can share one of our shows onto another platform, hey, you're doing us a favor, man. And me and Archie, thank you for it. Bottom line.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, Tom, well, thanks a bunch. And, thank everyone out there that joined us. And we'll just close the show up. And at this point, we're good to go on to the next one tomorrow. And this one here, we're probably going to be rebroadcasting this on CMAC as well. I mean, every show from now on, we have the opportunity to rebroadcast. So that's exciting. Yep, it's exciting. And the guests are going to keep getting better and better. You know what I mean? That's right. Hell yeah, Tom. Just like let's sign off and we'll wrap this up. Okay. I'll stay on for a moment. All right, cool. How about a little hammer? Everybody out there, much peace and love. Love everybody. Help each other. Do what we can do to get through all this tough stuff we're going through. All right. Sounds good, Tom. Hey, thank you so much, guys.